one of the very, very first things that we try to put in place is self-learning skills,
Mm.
ability for them to learn on their own. First of all, to value knowledge, you know,
Mm-hmm.
value knowledge as, I mean, one of the most important things anybody should have is
Yeah.
knowledge, is light, is transformative. It's, readers of today are leaders of tomorrow. So first of all, to value knowledge, value the ability to develop themselves in terms of acquiring knowledge-based skills. So, and being able to do that on their own as much as possible. So I think those are some of the cardinal things. And
How
then giving them,
how
yeah, yeah.
how did you do that? How did you foster that?
Well, initially by saying, okay, you have to make sure you read so and so many hours a day, but then later on, task driven, like you need to probably finish so and so chapters in your book in a day, set goals for yourself, be able to accomplish this, accomplish that. And by the way, let me just quickly mention that in his A levels class, he had A star, A star, A, and he
Mm.
entered the medical school with direct entry, and he was just 15, and he had A star, A star, A, and most of those, and then he also was teaching at the Education Advancement Center just I mean before immediately after passing the A levels that way. So basically self-learning skills, how they
Mm.
can study on their own. Of course, provide the resources for that, books, whatever they need to ensure that they're able to, and then able to the ability to be disciplined, to be focused, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in order to be able to achieve those objectives. An enabling environment, so they are not distracted, they're able to learn those skills. Uh,
Did you put any pressure? Did you or madam put any pressure on them to come first or second in their classes?
Well, I would say directly and indirectly, Well, I mean, the younger brother, was always leading in his class. Of course, he himself, like I said, uh, uh, entered medical school with straight A's.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some. They just know that they have to excel, and that I really value that. So and that we really value that. So they strive to make sure that they excel. So I think that is very important, and they were actually grateful for that we insisted on them being.
Yeah, that's
So
really.
I would say environment plays a role.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Environment plays a role. Motivation plays a role. Uh, and I would say there are a lot of factors that affect our performance in terms of human intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the biology, the genetics, multiomics, neuroanatomical, cellular connectivity, and things like that. Some of which maybe over time one will be able to study and find out which genes are responsible.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the educational environment, socio-cultural environment, like I said, look, this is family tradition is that you must excel. So they knew that they had to put in their best to ensure that happens. Economic factors, physical and mental health are also very important.
Mm-hmm.
Environmental factors. So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
factors can influence human intelligence and human performance. Role modeling, you know,
Yes.
uh, and like I said, value system is very important. Value system, and I think that was one of the things I emphasized. That look, knowledge is more important than any other thing, whether it is any material thing, money or whatever. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is more important. Knowledge should be valued. Knowledge should be sought, and knowledge is transformative. Has incredible power. I mean, everything that we know, including the fact that we are talking now to each other virtually, is a product of discoveries and knowledge, and human intelligence.
For sure.
They recognize that, and they were able to strive. So I take them to, like, my younger son. Uh, we just say, "Oh, what do you want?" You just say, "Take me to a bookshop," and he'll just pick books, or take me to a library. So I made them to love knowledge and love uh, innovation. I exposed them to There was some encyclopedia which I inherited from my father. I would say those are really my main inheritance from my father. So I allowed them to go through some of those encyclopedia that
Mhm.
showcased the lives of biographies of some of the great people, great scientists of old, many things that have transformed the human existence. And maybe those are some of the things that stimulated them. And I believe
Mhm.
similar things can stimulate other people. First of all, to value knowledge, to seek knowledge, and to know that with knowledge, you can really do the unthinkable, almost the
Mhm.
impossible, and you can
Mhm.
transform the world. You can solve problems.